are unracking, a couple of big mistakes they make are they don't have their legs fully set before they take the bar off. And what I mean by that is they don't find their leg drive before they take the bar off. And I just think that when you do that, you end up lacking some of the leg drive and leg pressure you could be getting. Secondarily, I think a lot of people, if they self-unrack, they press out of the bar, where you really want it to be more of a glide out of the bar, and that you're using a lot of pressure that you've built down into the bench to push the bar up. Almost like you're like when you do your deadlift wedge, right? Like you've wedged into the bench and it's just floating out of the rack rather than pressing it out of the rack. So I'm gonna run through a couple of the cues that I typically will give lifters to set up and to unrack. So first, having a spot where you know you're always going to put your feet, whether that's a landmark on the bench that you use. Obviously that will change bench to bench, or you quite literally will set your feet before you lay back on the bench. Either one works, okay? But knowing where you put your feet so that they are in a consistent spot every single time is very important. If you are going to self-unrack, I highly recommend rolling the bar to the front of the combo rack. You can get it to settle. And then once you start putting pressure up into the bar, it's not going to go anywhere. So I highly recommend rolling it to the front end or the foot end. The next thing you should do the same every single time is know where your hand placement is. Using the knurling and the rings, you want to make sure your hands go on the same exact spot every single time, and taking your time to set them up is important. From there, you're going to start pushing up into the bar to wedge your body into the bench or have downward pressure of your body into the bench. You can see when I push up, my body will squish into the bench. How I'm gonna secure that is with my legs, okay? So this is where the legs will come in, and I'm going to find 100% of my leg drive and quad power. I'm gonna push up into the barbell here. I'm gonna start to push with my legs, driving my body into the bench as hard as I can, wedging down, okay? Getting my upper back, my neck pressure. My hands are set, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is set my feet and drive even harder with my legs before I unrack. Then the barbell is just gonna glide out of the rack once I have my legs on. Here we go, in real time. A couple of big mistakes that I see are people putting their feet in all different places when they set up, people putting their hands in different places when they set up, but then beyond that, it gets a little bit more technical, and not using your leg drive to really push you into the bench, finding the back of your neck and your upper back into the bench before you unrack and solidifying your position. Secondarily, I see people rush the bar out of the rack. So use the bar for leverage to drive your chest up, to rotate open, pulling your chest towards the ceiling and towards the bar behind you. Ideally, you want your sternum to rotate. It's not gonna rotate, it's a visual. Rotate up and open to the wall behind you, and using the bar, think about it, for leverage will help you do that. And then if you are self-unracking, having upward pressure into the bar and pushing yourself into the bench is key so that you can glide it out of the rack, float it out of the rack, rather than having to press and again lose positioning and tension.